One normal night, something terrifying arrives on Earth. Strange alien parasites suddenly fall from the sky and begin spreading across the city. But these creatures are not here to live peacefully. Their only goal is to enter human bodies and take complete control. They can enter through the ears, nose, or mouth, turning normal people into deadly monsters. At the same time, we meet a normal high school boy named Shinichi. He is just living an ordinary life and has no idea that everything is about to change forever. Late at night, while Shinichi is sleeping peacefully in his room, one of these strange parasites suddenly falls from the ceiling. Slowly, the creepy little creature moves closer to him and tries to enter through his ear. But luckily, Shinichi is wearing headphones while sleeping, blocking the way. Since the ear is blocked, the parasite quickly changes its plan. This time it tries to enter through his nose. But just before it can take control, Shinichi suddenly wakes up. Shocked and confused, he quickly throws the strange thing away, thinking it is just some weird bug. But this creature is not normal at all. Shinichi tries to crush it, but before he can react, the parasite suddenly jumps into the air and attacks him. In seconds, it enters his hand and starts moving inside his arm. Panicking, Shinichi quickly grabs a phone cord and tightly wraps it around his arm, trying to stop whatever this thing is from moving deeper into his body. For a moment, it actually works. But then, his mother hears strange noises coming from the room and rushes in to check on him. Seeing her son acting strangely, she removes the cord from his arm to understand what is happening. And that small mistake changes everything. The parasite finally gets its chance and enters Shinichi's body. The next morning, Shinichi notices something feels very strange in his arm, but instead of worrying too much, he decides to ignore it and heads to school like normal. However, during class, things start getting really weird. At one point, his eraser falls on the floor, but before he can even bend down to pick it up, his arm suddenly stretches out by itself and grabs it. Shinichi is completely shocked, and things get even crazier during basketball practice. Somehow he throws an unbelievable shot with perfect aim, something he could never do before. Now he knows for sure that this is not normal. After school, scared and confused, Shinichi goes online and starts searching about hands moving by themselves, hoping to find some kind of answer. But while he is browsing, something terrifying suddenly happens. Out of nowhere, an eye suddenly appears in his hand. Completely freaked out, Shinichi grabs a knife. Nervous and scared, he slowly tries to cut his hand to see what is really inside him. But before he can do anything, his hand suddenly changes shape. His arm twists and turns into a weird snake-like creature. For a second, it looks completely terrifying. But then, it changes again into a strange but slightly less scary form, if you can even call it friendly. Now, a mouth appears in his hand, while one of his fingers grows an eye. The other fingers start moving like tiny arms and legs, making the whole thing look like some creepy little creature. Shinichi can barely believe what he is seeing. Terrified, he immediately begs the alien to leave his body and give him his right hand back. But the creature calmly tells him something even worse. It says that while trying to enter his body, it already ate and replaced all the cells in his right arm. That means his real hand is gone forever. Hearing this completely breaks Shinichi. After spending the whole night scared out of his mind, Shinichi somehow goes to school the next day pretending everything is normal. That is when the creature finally introduces itself. Since it lives in Shinichi's right hand, it asks him to call it Migi, which simply means right in Japanese. And strangely enough, Migi is not acting like a mindless monster. Instead, it is curious. At school, Migi starts asking Shinichi to take him to the library so he can study. On top of that, he even wants to learn things like fencing and shooting skills. And the scary part? Migi learns unbelievably fast. While Shinichi is still trying to understand what is happening, the other parasites across the city are doing something far more terrifying. Unlike Migi, these parasites successfully entered people's brains. They completely take over their human hosts, eat their brains, and turn them into deadly creatures. And worst of all, they survive by feeding on human flesh. As Shinichi is heading home after school one day, Migi suddenly senses something strange nearby, another parasite. Curious to see what would have happened if it had successfully reached Shinichi's brain, Migi forces him to get off the bus and follow the signal. Soon, the two arrive near what looks like an old butcher shop. Shinichi feels nervous right away. The place looks creepy and suspicious. When they arrive, Shinichi notices the front door is locked. He looks ready to leave, but Migi starts checking around the building and soon finds another way inside. Slowly and carefully, Shinichi enters the dark shop, but what he sees inside completely shocks him. Standing there is a horrifying creature with a human body but a strange head that looks twisted and unnatural. Even worse, this monster is casually eating what looks like human remains like it is having a normal meal. Shinichi almost freezes in fear, but the moment the creature notices him, its strange head suddenly changes back into a normal human face. The parasite inside the man quickly senses Migi's presence and assumes Shinichi is also one of them. Acting strangely friendly, He even offers Shinichi a human arm to eat. Yes, a human arm. But after getting closer, the parasite suddenly realizes something strange. Shinichi is still fully human. Unlike the others, Migi only managed to take over his hand and failed to reach his brain. The mood instantly changes. The parasite immediately becomes hostile. At the same time, Migi senses dangerous intentions coming from him and quickly warns Shinichi to run. But before he can escape, the man corners him. Now there is no way out. Knowing that if Shinichi dies, Migi dies too. Migi quickly prepares to fight. In a creepy move, the butcher suddenly cuts off his own hand and offers it to Migi, saying they can work together and eat Shinichi's body. Yeah, this guy is completely insane. But when Migi takes too long to answer, the butcher loses patience and suddenly attacks. Luckily, Migi blocks the attack at the very last second. What happens next is wild. The butcher's body suddenly changes, and sharp tentacles shoot out toward Shinichi. The fight becomes fast and brutal as the parasite attacks again and again. But Migi is smarter. In seconds, one of Shinichi's fingers transforms into a razor-sharp blade, and with one quick strike, Migi cuts down the enemy parasite. Fight over, but the trouble is not over yet. The loud fight catches the attention of people outside, and someone quickly calls the police. Realizing they cannot stay there, Shinichi rushes back home just before the officers arrive. Soon, detectives begin checking the butcher shop. During their investigation, they discover something horrifying. The place was secretly being used by a dangerous killer who had been eating human flesh, but one mystery still remains. Who killed the butcher? The next day at school, while the principal is making announcements, Migi suddenly senses another parasite nearby. Immediately, he starts searching for the source, but it does not take long to find it. The principal introduces a new substitute teacher named Ryoko Tamiya, and the moment Migi senses her, he knows the truth. She is a parasite. As Ryoko calmly walks to her classroom, Shinichi secretly follows her. She quickly notices him and realizes he already knows what she is. But strangely, she does not attack. Instead, she calmly tells him not to be scared. According to her, she only wants to live peacefully like a normal human. She even says that if she wanted to kill him, Migi would have already sensed her bad intentions. Honestly, that only makes things creepier. Ryoko then invites Shinichi and Migi to talk somewhere private. Soon, she introduces them to two more parasites. The first is Shimada, a student around Shinichi's age who looks completely normal. The second is someone called Mr. A very strange and aggressive man working as a police officer. He refuses to even reveal his real name. After introducing everyone, Ryoko explains their plan. They do not want trouble with humans or the police. They simply want to live quietly without attracting attention. So instead of fighting each other, she believes they should help one another survive. But then Ryoko reveals something shocking. She reveals that she did a strange experiment with Mr. A and discovered something impossible. She can actually get pregnant. That means a real human baby is growing inside her body. Now, she wants to keep experimenting to understand how this is even possible and, more importantly, what her real purpose in this world is. Honestly, everything sounds completely insane. Shinichi wants nothing to do with any of this and immediately refuses to work with them, but Ryoko calmly gives him a warning. If he refuses to cooperate, then he should at least stay out of their way. Since she now works at his school, if Shinichi and Migi try anything stupid, she can easily kill every student there. Yeah, she says that way too casually. As the three parasites leave, Migi immediately warns Shinichi to be careful around Mr. A. During the meeting, he sensed strong killing intent coming from him. After everything that happened, Shinichi returns home feeling stressed and scared. Knowing how dangerous things are becoming, he begs his mother not to leave the house anymore. But she thinks he is just acting paranoid. She even says he has been acting strange ever since the weird accident with his arm. This quickly turns into an argument, and upset, Shinichi leaves for school. Later that day, after classes end, Shinichi is heading home when Migi suddenly senses someone nearby. It is Mr. A. Once again, Migi warns Shinichi that this guy is dangerous, and just seconds later, Mr. A suddenly appears right in front of them. Migi instantly tells Shinichi to run, because their enemy is extremely skilled in combat. Shinichi starts running as fast as he can, but after a while, he becomes exhausted. That is when Migi finally takes control. Instead of running, Shinichi suddenly stops and faces Mr. A. Migi demands to know why they are being followed. Mr. A finally reveals the truth. He says he saw the cuts on the butcher parasite's body at the police station and instantly realized Shinichi and Migi were the ones who killed him. From his point of view, they are dangerous, and dangerous things must be eliminated. The moment he says that, his body begins changing into his terrifying parasite form. The fight starts immediately. Blades and attacks fly everywhere as Migi and Mr. A clash in a brutal battle. But while the fight continues, Shinichi slowly notices something. Mr. A is too focused on Migi, and because of that, he leaves himself open. Suddenly, Shinichi grabs an iron bar nearby and drives it straight through Mr. A's chest. Blood explodes everywhere. Mr. A made one huge mistake. He became too confident and never expected a human to fight back. For a moment, it looks like the fight is finally over, but instead of feeling relieved, Shinichi feels sick to his stomach. He is completely horrified by what just happened and runs home in shock. Sadly, he makes the classic mistake. He never checks if the enemy is really dead, because Mr. A is still alive. Barely alive, but alive. As he lies there dying, he waits for someone to get close enough so he can take over another body. And unfortunately for Shinichi, the person who finds him is his mother. Coming home from work, she sees the injured man and tries to help. But the second she gets close, Mr. A takes over her body. Later that night, while Shinichi is sleeping, Migi suddenly wakes him up. A parasite is approaching the house. Immediately, Shinichi grabs a knife and prepares himself, while Migi carefully tracks the distance. Step by step, the creature gets closer, and finally it stops right outside the door. But when the door opens, Shinichi freezes. It is his mother. At least it looks like his mother. Migi instantly realizes something is wrong and tells Shinichi to attack, but Shinichi refuses to believe it. He starts arguing with Migi, saying there is no way his mom could be possessed. Then suddenly the truth comes out. Mr. A reveals himself and calmly says he is now living inside her body. Shinichi is completely broken. Still refusing to accept reality, he tearfully tells his mother how much he loves her and even apologizes for the argument they had earlier. But before he can say anything else, the parasite suddenly attacks. Using his mother's body, Mr. A pierces straight through Shinichi's heart and then simply walks away. Now dying and covered in blood, Shinichi collapses to the floor, but Migi refuses to let him die. For the first time ever, Migi leaves Shinichi's hand and enters the massive hole in his chest. Using his own cells, he repairs the damaged organs and replaces the destroyed tissue. Hours later, Shinichi finally wakes up. Covered in dried blood, he slowly walks to the bathroom and checks himself in the mirror, and somehow the giant hole in his chest is completely gone. After this horrible night, Shinichi stops going to school. Seeing that something is seriously wrong, his close friend Satomi decides to visit him and check on him, but Shinichi ignores her completely. Instead, he rushes to Ryoko to demand answers. The moment Ryoko sees him, she immediately talks about the dead police officer and even hints that Shinichi and Migi were responsible. Migi quickly explains everything that happened and asks if she knows where Mr. A is, but Ryoko simply says he disappeared. Then Migi asks an important question. Why introduce them to Mr. A if she already knew he could be dangerous? Ryoko's answer is ice cold. She says it was simply another experiment. That one sentence completely breaks Shinichi. His mother died because of an experiment. Filled with anger, he pulls out a knife and threatens to attack her. But Ryoko calmly stands up and partially transforms into her combat form. Still, something feels different. She senses that something inside Shinichi has changed after surviving death. Instead of killing him, she decides to simply walk away and observe what he becomes. Still furious, Shinichi throws his knife at her, but Ryoko easily stops it using strands of her hair and throws it right back. The knife almost hits Shinichi in the face. Back at home, filled with anger and grief, Shinichi makes a promise to himself. No matter what happens, he will find Mr. A, and he will avenge his mother. So he starts wandering around the city looking for him. But one day, while leaving a subway station, Migi suddenly senses something strange. Not just one parasite, several of them. Following Migi's directions, Shinichi walks through the crowded streets until he reaches a huge political rally. A mayor candidate is standing on stage, surrounded by his team. At first, everything looks normal, but the second Migi senses them, he realizes the terrifying truth. Every single one of them is a parasite, a whole political group secretly made up of aliens. And suddenly things become way scarier. These creatures are not just hiding anymore, they are slowly moving into power. Back home, Shinichi and Migi start wondering if the parasites are planning to take control of the government itself. But before they can think too much about it, someone unexpected shows up. The detective investigating the butcher shop and the dead police officer suddenly visits Shinichi's house. He starts asking questions about the strange body they found nearby. But the moment Shinichi says he knows nothing, the detectives strangely leave without pushing further. Honestly, it feels suspicious. After some time away, Shinichi finally returns to school. While getting books from his locker, Satomi suddenly appears and invites him out for dinner. Before he can even answer, another student walks over. And unfortunately, it is Shimada, the parasite student. Satomi happily introduces him as the new transfer student, completely unaware that he is actually an alien pretending to be human. The moment Shinichi sees him, he gets angry and asks what he is doing there. But Satomi has no idea what is going on and forces them to greet each other properly. As they shake hands, Shimada quietly mocks him. Shinichi gets so angry that he almost crushes Shimada's hand with his superhuman strength. The moment their awkward meeting ends, Shimada immediately visits Ryoko. And now we learn something creepy. The whole meeting was actually a test. Ryoko wanted to see how much Migi's cells had changed Shinichi's body. Back at home, Shinichi prepares to go hunting for Mr. A again, but Migi suddenly stops him. After saving Shinichi's life by repairing his heart, Migi explains that he now needs long periods of sleep to recover, and while sleeping, he cannot help Shinichi fight, which means if Shinichi gets attacked while Migi is asleep, he is dead. Meanwhile, at the parasite headquarters, Ryoko argues with the other parasites. She warns them that killing too many people and bringing bodies around for food is attracting attention. Sooner or later, humans will figure everything out. But one parasite reveals even worse news. Humans may have already found a way to identify them. Apparently, if someone pulls out a parasite's hair, the strand instantly curls and twists in a strange way. That means exposure is only a matter of time. Later, Satomi invites Shinichi to dinner again. This time, no one interrupts. So, he finally says yes. The two go shopping together and buy food for dinner. For a moment, things almost feel normal again. But on their way back, tragedy strikes. A small puppy suddenly gets hit by a car. Without thinking, Shinichi rushes into traffic and picks up the injured dog. Satomi watches, expecting him to try helping it. But then something feels wrong. The moment Shinichi realizes the puppy is already dead, he coldly throws its body into the trash. No emotion, no sadness, nothing. Satomi is completely shocked. The boy she likes would never act like this. Upset, she asks him what happened to him, and Shinichi gives an answer that sounds terrifying. He says that once the dog is dead, it is just useless meat. Hearing this completely breaks Satomi's heart. She quietly walks away, disappointed and hurt. Now alone, Shinichi talks to Migi, and Migi says something disturbing. Those words sound exactly like something he would say. Because of Migi's cells spreading through Shinichi's body, Shinichi is slowly becoming less human. Not only is he getting stronger, his emotions are also slowly disappearing. Back at school, the principal suddenly notices something shocking. Ryoko is pregnant, and for some reason, he decides to fire her. After losing her job, Ryoko returns to the real Ryoko's family home. But the moment her mother sees her, she realizes something feels terribly wrong. This is not her daughter anymore. Panicking, the woman starts screaming for the police, and just like that, Ryoko transforms. Without hesitation, she kills the father by stabbing through his heart, then brutally kills the mother too. Meanwhile, after her argument with Shinichi, Satomi heads to art class. Today, Shimada is acting as a model for the students while everyone sketches him. Everything seems fine at first, but suddenly one of the girls accidentally pulls a hair from Shimada's head, and immediately the hair starts twisting and curling by itself. The classroom goes silent. Everyone freezes. The girls quickly gather in a corner of the classroom, completely terrified. Meanwhile, Shimada calmly stands there counting how many people he is about to kill. Yeah, this guy is seriously messed up. After finishing his count, Shimada fully transforms into his parasite form and coldly tells the girls not to worry. He says he will kill them quickly so they will not feel pain. But before he can attack, Satomi suddenly acts fast. She grabs a bottle of acid from the classroom and throws it straight at Shimada's face. The attack works. The acid burns through his face, damaging him badly and making him scream in pain. Seeing a chance to escape, the students immediately try to run. But in the middle of the chaos, Shimada lashes out wildly. And in one horrifying moment, one of the girls gets cut completely in half right in Satomi's arms. The scene is horrifying. At that exact moment, Migi suddenly senses Shimada's deadly intentions from far away. Hearing the screams echo through the building, Shinichi instantly realizes something terrible is happening. Without wasting a second, he starts running toward the classroom. But sadly, he arrives too late. The room is already covered in blood. Most of his classmates have been brutally killed. Seeing the bodies of his friends completely breaks Shinichi. For a moment, he stands frozen in shock. Even Migi struggles to calm him down, but then something changes. Shinichi's sadness slowly turns into pure rage. Now filled with anger, he starts hunting for Shimada. At the same time, Ryoko is upstairs in a laboratory quietly preparing some strange chemical mixture. Meanwhile, Shimada finally finds Satomi hiding inside a closet. The terrified girl tries to escape, but Shimada attacks and strikes her leg with one of his sharp tentacles. Just when things look hopeless, Shinichi finally arrives. Without hesitation, he jumps in and knocks Shimada away, standing between him and Satomi. The fight begins instantly. Shimada attacks over and over again, and during the battle, he actually cuts off Shinichi's hand, separating him from Migi. For a second, it looks over. But because Migi and Shinichi are connected, they quickly join back together. Satomi watches everything in complete shock. At the same time, Shimada is still weakened because of the acid damage. And then suddenly Ryoko appears. Standing behind Shimada, she calmly says he has become a problem for her plans. Without warning, she throws a homemade explosive toward him. The moment Shinichi senses danger, he grabs Satomi in his arms and jumps off the top floor. And somehow, he lands safely on the ground. Seconds later, the entire building explodes behind them. After all the chaos, police officers rush to the scene and head upstairs. But when they find Shimada, he is somehow still alive, and despite all their training, the officers are killed with terrifying ease. Outside, Migi suddenly tells Shinichi the bad news. Shimada survived, and now Shinichi has had enough. For the sake of his dead friends, he decides to end this once and for all. He climbs to the roof of another building and comes up with a plan. Using Migi, Shinichi cuts through a steel pipe. Then Migi transforms into a bow. The metal pipe becomes an arrow. From an unbelievable distance, Shinichi carefully aims and fires, just like he learned in shooting class. The attack flies straight through the air and pierces Shimada's heart. Finally, Shimada is dead. Right after the battle, Ryoko appears once again. This time, she says she is leaving to experience motherhood and disappear from everyone. But before going, she gives Shinichi something important: the location of Mr. A. Finally, the moment Shinichi arrives at the place, Mr. A notices him. Without saying much, both quietly walk toward an empty area. They both know what is about to happen. This is the final fight. But then Migi suddenly says something terrible. He is getting sleepy. Because of everything he used to save Shinichi's life, he is about to fall asleep and cannot help much longer. Before sleeping, Migi at least transforms into a blade for Shinichi to use, and then he shuts down. Now completely alone, Shinichi fights Mr. A by himself. Surprisingly, he manages to dodge and block many attacks, but eventually, Mr. A gains the upper hand and prepares to kill him, and then something unbelievable happens. For just one moment, Shinichi's mother takes control of part of the body. Using the last bit of herself still left inside, she blocks Mr. A's attack and protects her son. Even after everything, she still saves him. Realizing there is no way to bring his mother back, Shinichi makes the painful choice. He rushes forward and tears Mr. A's head off, finally ending the nightmare, finally avenging his mother, and finally letting her rest in peace. After everything is over, Shinichi visits Satomi in the hospital. While she lies unconscious, he quietly makes a promise. He says he will destroy every parasite so no one else has to suffer like they did. But while Shinichi is talking to Migi, someone secretly watches him. A photographer takes several pictures of Shinichi speaking to what looks like his hand. Without knowing it, Shinichi may have just exposed himself. At the same time, something terrifying happens in the city. Every member of the parasite political party wins the election. Even the mayor. That means the parasites are now officially part of the government. They now have power, control, and protection under human laws. Finally, the parasite leader understands their real purpose. They are here to wipe out humans, not for fun, not for revenge, but because they believe Earth will become a healthier place without humanity. And just like that, the first part of this insane story comes to an end. But the real question is, would you have the courage to fight creatures like these? And do you think Shinichi can survive what comes next? If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more amazing movie stories. See you in the next one.